This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to Gurutululu Balijepalli Subba Rao garu. Believe me, he has been working very hard since morning at this age because we have announced that we are going to do series, and those series, whenever Subba Rao ji comes, he is very clear the show should be based on evidence, constitution, and rule of law. Because we have no enmity nor animosity against party or organizations. And in doing so, if anyone vitiates or violates that rule of law or the specific government orders implied for our resources, saving resources, whether it is water, air, water bodies, or else whatever you call, it results in inundation.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry, there was a slight disturbance.
ఏదండి ఏదో వస్తున్నది ఎందుకు వస్తున్నది
Now, is it clear, sir? No.
ఇంకా ఓపెన్ అప్ కాలేదు యాక్చువల్గా.
Yeah, now it is clear. We are sorry there was a technical hitch. As and when Subba Rao ji comes, these things happens. Yeah, I have not yet made you the presenter, sir. I will make you the presenter.
ఒక్క నిమిషం అసలు మనం కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి ఉన్నాను నేను ఇప్పుడు. మీరు కనబడతలేరు నాకు.
అవునా?
మీరు కనబడతలేరు.
ఇప్పుడు చూడండి.
లేదు లేదు, యూఆర్ నాట్. నౌ ఎస్.
Yeah, the slight technical hitch, it always happens whenever we both connect, including our Guru Gar also. They are so worried and scared. And right from morning, he has been doing a great job. So any violation of the said law, act, or government order, it will aggravate. We said flooding here. We are taking because rains are happening every day. In spite of this rains every year, monsoon, the other rains also, governments right from Delhi to Gully, they are in a sleeping mode, and all those bodies which we call either municipal corporations, municipalities, or panchayats, when the government is in sleeping mode, they also go into that eternal sleeping mode. With due respects to some wonderful, responsible elected representatives and officials here and there, but largely they are worried. They are not doing any job. People are worried. Citizens are worried, and they are scared whenever rain happens. Why? When you keep on violating, occupying all the water bodies, this is the trend which we have been witnessing. So let me take you to Subba Rao ji. He is going to explain to us with some very good example, and these channels and with such wonderful guests like Subba Rao ji. Again, we are trying to expose a big issue today as to why every rain is inundating or creating havoc. Why the mention of a rain, which everyone should enjoy, which is a vital aspect, water. 90% of our body is water, and environment, the weather, nature also should be gifted with such water and it should be stored. But why are we worried and scared? Subba Rao ji, please. I'll make you a presenter.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are the presenter. Mr. KCR, KTR, including those in Delhi, they have been boasting off on so many things. Nothing is happening. Thousands of crores are spent. That is what we said. Lack of urban planning. వేల కోట్లు వెచ్చిస్తా ఉన్నారు ప్రతి సంవత్సరం. ఒక నీతి లేదు, రీతి లేదు. వర్షం అంటే భయపడతా ఉన్నారు. ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ ఆక్రమణలు, చెరువులు, కుంటలు అన్ని నాలాలు ఆక్రమణకు గురైతే మనం ఎట్లా బతుకుతాం? నీళ్ళు ఎక్కడికి పోతాయి? మొదటి నుంచి చెప్తున్నాం, నీళ్లు, ఏనుగు దారిని మర్చిపో. వాటర్ అండ్ ఎలిఫెంట్ విల్ నెవర్ ఫర్గెట్ దేర్ వే. మళ్ళీ వచ్చిపోయింది సార్,
స్క్రీన్ మీద వచ్చిపోయిందా?
వచ్చిపోయింది.
ఇప్పుడు
ఇంకా రాలేదు సార్. రాలేదు సార్. దీన్ని ఫుల్ స్క్రీన్ చేయండి సార్.
దానిపై కూర్చున్నది. ఓకే,
ఇంకా మామూలుగా కనిపిస్తుంది, మళ్ళీ ఏదో సెక్యూరిటీ అలర్ట్ అని వచ్చి మళ్ళీ
ఇప్పుడు
పోయింది. వండర్ఫుల్ సార్, ప్లీజ్ గో హెడ్ సార్.
యా, see, today I'm taking up why our urban flooding is aggravating. It's escalating intensity and magnitude, even for a 5 centimeters of rainfall. So the common man should understand where the violations are going and which are the factors aggravating individually and cumulatively the urban flooding situation. This is very important for a state like Telangana and also for the country, where it is predicted that more than 50% of the population will shift to urban areas. If this is the case with 35% of the population in urban areas, I do not know what happens by 2050. The major problem is the urban flooding happens because of one factor, fundamental factor is concrete surfaces. The second important factor is absence of dedicated drains, stormwater and sewage water. Even if you have combined sewers, you do not have adequate carriers, drains to take the everyday increasing volume of sewage plus rainwater. Today we will just look into one case study of Ameenpur municipality, where the violations happened last 5 years only. I took this case study, it may create some inspiration, some curiosity among those concerned citizens who are every day, day in and day out, shouting at the urban flooding, and the government authorities, both bureaucratic and elected representatives, that they have solution for everything. If that is the case, what is happening to the peri-urban, and without even mastering and learning something from the mistakes we did in the core urban areas, today we are destroying the peri-urban zones. Please look into it. It's a shift of the floodwater canal. It's a huge big wetland area. Ameenpur Lake, Kotta Cheruvu, it is also called, a bird's watch. And then you have the Bandamkommu, the lake. You can see, the width of the lake. 2017, it was so, it has a bigger width, no obstacles, but the plotting already started in 2017. What was the government doing? Just sleeping and giving the permissions for constructions? We do have Wetland Act by 2017. You look at 2018. Hope this has gone into your mental registration. Now I take you to 2019. You just see 2019, this is June 2019,
God.
almost after the end of the summer season and beginning of the monsoon. A total thing is dry and plotting and housing already started, you know, cropping up. And you see 2020, already the entire area which was late, layout, and today you have the constructions by 2020 and shrinking the flood water channel of the Kotta Cheruvu, which receives the flood waters from the Ameenpur, the biggest lake, which was 300 acres in the history. And now you see how they are reducing the floodwater channel. Reduction of the floodwater channel generally results in the backwater flow. If the water cannot flow forward, it will start moving backward. So let us see what happened in 21 and 22. Yeah. 21, the entire
Flood canal flows.
floodwater channel, which was almost 20 to 20 feet meters wide, has become a 2 meters channel. How do you expect the flood water to go to join the uh, Bandamkommu downstream lake? You see it. You see both the points very carefully. This is the
Yes.
reduction of the channel, and the builders have just encroached the entire floodwater channel. And the second pointer is very interesting if you look at it. Please focus and concentrate on this second pointer. I take you to 2022. Gone the
Second point.
floodwater channel. Okay. You
Yeah.
see, because of the backward flowing, two new lakes have formed.
Yes.
Okay. There were no lakes in 21,
Yeah.
and there were no lakes in 20 and 22.
Yeah.
Okay. And there were no lakes in 17 and 18.
I
And
think we will explain. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
these, these two lakes were formed because of the backwater flow of the floodwater can, because it's not able to move forward.
Yeah.
Consequent, what happened in 2022, this is in an elevated position. The waters from these newly formed lakes started flowing to the south. It's inundating in new areas. How we create all these things. And very interestingly, I tell you, point number one is we are reducing the floodwater channels. We are reclaiming the wetland areas, and there is no protection for the wetland areas. Nobody is questioning you why you are reducing the channels. Unfortunately, government last 2 months back has announced that it will hand over the caretaking of the lakes to builders. And the builders who encroached the channels, floodwater channels, the modus of operandi is the same across the city. They are writing a letter to the government asking to divert the floodwater channel. And it is the floodwater channel which is threatening their properties. Can you
Wow.
imagine?
Wonderful.
Today, I am only showing some physical, visual evidences.
Shame.
Tomorrow, I am going to come out with documents. show that how the builders are playing and making the governments to divert the channels on public money. Public should understand this, how they do it, and how they are today. The entire housing and real estate is real estate driven with national banks and private banks finance. Again, it's the public money which is destroying everything. And today, the same builder, I do not want to take the name, this is KBC Colony, this is Lalta Constructions, and he has approached the High Court that he invested so many crores, please save me from that and divert the channel. Okay? On public money. I will just show you a very interesting thing how the builder reduces it. You see this. This is the original 9 meter, more than 9 meters, 10 meters width floodwater channels from Kottachar. Okay. If you look at the left figure, it has been reduced to just 2.5 feet.
Goodness.
I mean, do you expect the water to flow downwards or backwards? And merely somebody encroached the path of the water course, and never a water course will take a right angle turn. You see this? I have
Yeah.
not seen in the nature. It happens only if it is controlled by an earthquake structure, faults, fractures. But here, it suddenly took a right angle turn and further reduced to 2 feet and to 1.5 feet. And there is no freeboard. This is the picture I took in April 2023. And this is all the sewage waters. Okay? There is no freeboard for the rainwater to flow into this. Any small 1 centimeter. Today, this entire property is under the water. People can go and visit, enjoy the flooding mechanisms, observe and study the urban hydraulics. I request even the engineering colleges take your civil engineering students to these sites and teach them on urban hydraulic dynamics. It is in Ameenpur municipality. Okay. Now the case is in the High Court and also in the NGT. The builders have filed that their properties are at a threat because of this channel. Can you agree? I want how many people agree? Yes. And how many people don't agree? No. To respond to my friend Dr. Shiv Prasad. I want people's participation. We will telecast this tomorrow and day after also. Please go
Yes.
through it. All the engineering college students also. What is happening? Why our city is getting flooded? Okay? This is a classic example of man-made disasters.
And
And
how shamelessly they are approaching High Court. I don't know whether High Court has got the documentation of this Ameenpur Cheruvu and Kotta Cheruvu.
no,
How they are going to pass judgments,
I do
even
not know. I do not know
NGT
whether we
also.
can. I do not know whether we can discuss on High Court orders and all. We
Oh no,
will
we have every
discuss
right to
this
discuss, sir.
tomorrow.
No, no, we have every right to discuss. We are not passing judgments. We are asking whether they have the original Naksha Tippani or original area
It is not. It is not
information
submitted. It is not submitted to the honorable judge.
without at the High Court also without understanding the exact extent of Ameenpur Lake, how it is being encroached and how it has been encroached, whether it is Ameenpur or Kotta Cheruvu, whether it is National Green Tribunal or High Court. I am requesting them because the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Kalvakuntla Taraka Ramarao himself is the Revenue Minister. Now,
Yeah.
such a big encroachment is happening of lakes, and unfortunately, they have celebrated. 6 months back when KTR and GHMC mayor and the concerned MLAs ministers, they were so happy that the lakes are being adopted by the so-called people and builders. Why? To completely encroach and destroy lake area, catchment area, and flood canals also. ఓ పెద్ద సంబరాలు కేటీఆర్
ఇది
గారు జిహెచ్ఎంసీ మేయర్ గారు కలిసి సంబరాలు చూడండి. మన గొలుసుకట్టి చెరువులను నాలాలను అంతా మేము వాళ్ళు దీన్ని తీసుకొని పెద్ద పెద్ద వాళ్ళు ముందుకు వస్తా ఉన్నారు, దాన్ని అడాప్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నారంటే ఎందు గురించి? ఆక్రమణకు గురైనటువంటి చెరువులు కానీ నాలాలు కానీ వాటి బయటపడకుండా అక్కడ ఏవైతే ఆక్రమించుకున్నారో ఆ వరద నీటి ఆ కెనాల్స్ ను కూడా వాళ్ళు ఇంకా బేషరతుగా ఆక్రమించుకొని మళ్ళీ వీళ్ళే హైకోర్టుకు పోతా ఉన్నారు. మరి హైకోర్టులో నేషనల్ గ్రీన్ ట్రిబ్యునల్లో సమాచారం ఉందా? అమీన్పూర్ చెరువు ఎంత చెరువు ఉందా? ఎస్ సార్, ప్లీజ్ గో హెడ్.
Tomorrow we will discuss on this. Very interesting thing is, at the first instance, the builder asked the government to create, divert, and construct an underground pipeline. Okay, where do they divert it? How they develop the underground, right? Okay, and I say, unfortunately, I think court was misled. Court also directed the government to look into this,
That is what
which
I'm
is an
saying.
unfortunate thing. Which is an
Very
unfortunate thing.
Very unfortunate.
So,
Court doesn't have idea of the extent of the lakes and the catchment area of the lakes, flood flow canals information. Without that, how can a court pass an order? Because it is going to endanger our lives.
and the second thing is, Dr. Shivrasad,
Sir,
there is no free board I showed. This is the problem at Silk Board Circle, Bangalore,
yes,
which I did the survey in 2017, okay, 18. And any 1 centimeter rainfall is good enough to flow into the structure. This has been violated. The second thing is, you need to have 2 meter buffer zone on either side of the channel. Yes?
yeah,
Is there a buffer zone? Right from the edge of the water surface, the builder is there. And this fellow is constructing it. It violated the buffer zone, a G.O. of 168. It violated the engineering regulation, keeping a freeboard, and he regulated and diverted the floodwater channels to the right angle twice, and he violated in reduction of the canal. And this also a violation of constitution, where you cannot tamper the natural water streams. Above all, the builder also requested the government to explore the possibilities of deepening the canal and make way for the floodwaters. Once he reduces increases the depth here, the ground elevation in the downstream will be high. ఏ తలకాయంలో మెదడున్నోడో అది అడగడు. నువ్వు ఇక్కడ లోతు చేసుకుంటే ఈయన్నే ఉండిపోతాయి కానీ నీళ్లు బయటకి ఎట్లా పోతాయి? And this is also placed before the government for review it. Thank God, in this case, the government officials clearly rejected the request by the builder, but this has become a modus of operandi. I will show 2 cases tomorrow where similar things have happened, and builders are asking the governments to divert it, put a underground pipeline. They are dictating terms to the government. This is an unfortunate thing the state government is today passing through. You see this, okay, private builders. Right in the Huda period only, Chakrapuri colony, Huda layout, Ameenpur. Shamelessly, the HMDA, Telangana government provides a rare opportunity to own plots huh, in Ameenpur, where right in the foreshore area of the lake. Is it
Shame.
not a state violation?
Shame. It's a shame. How can they
Yeah,
themselves, they understand they can encroach and they go for a layout, official layout, HMDA, Hyderabad
Telangana
Municipal.
Rajiv Sagruha.
Very shame. Very shame.
And this is the lake which the state government declared it as Heritage Biodiversity Lake. It attracts two acts. One is Heritage Act, the second one is the Biodiversity Act. And today, left and right, last 2 years, I have shown you the images. Huda is giving permissions. You look at a road in the middle of the lake. Can you imagine?
My God.
Tomorrow I am going to come out with what happens, what ecological, environmental, and disasters will happen if you do not follow the regulations. Then why regulations? Is it not a shame on our part? Killing the
Kalvakundu
lakes.
Tarak Ramarao garu, he has to answer KCR garu. He wants to become national leader and KTR, this trumpeting. What is this, Mr. KTR? And HMDA, GHMC. That is why concerned citizens should raise. These are all our natural resources. They are our resources. These rulers are nothing but public servants. How come a servant is bossing over us and our resources? Because we don't understand. There is no proper information. That is why such a big violation of Ameenpur Lake, which has been declared by Telangana government as a heritage structure and needs to be protected, we are questioning through these channels. Are these evidences not enough, Kalvakuntla Chandrasekhar Rao garu, KTR garu, the cabinet and HMDA to remove all the encroachments? First you declare what is the extent of Ameenpur Cheruvu and Kotta Cheruvu. And how is that? I don't understand the central government under Mr. Narendra Modi's cabinet. They give on awarding so many awards, best this thing award, best that thing award to GHMC, HMDA. That beats my intelligence. Are they have also become blind? I don't know. Sorry to say. The
You
evidences
see,
are there. Who was wrong? No problem. We'll take back all those words. Otherwise, you need
yes.
to answer. Otherwise, you
You see,
need to answer.
it's
And courts
yeah.
also.
Please,
Please, sir, go ahead.
please. You see this. You see the newly created and reclaimed land, and the gentleman has constructed in the reclaimed land, and who gave him the permission for this. In this state, you need not ask for the permission. If you have muscle power and money power, you reclaim any water body, and this is the second road actually.
My God.
Okay,
Same
and
river, sir.
you
Same river.
same lakes, same lake,
Sorry, same lake. My
same
God.
lakes, and you construct a structure. You need not worry about it. Okay, this gives and government blesses them with land regulation act and scheme and building regulation scheme.
Regularization. Immediately after the encroach,
Regularization.
land regularization and building regulation. That's why people should understand, common man should understand in whose favor this Telangana government is working, GHMC is working, HMDA is working. Building regularization, land regularization means this is what is happening. Lakes disappearing, nalas disappearing, they are encroaching, and for them, these acts are that is the big exposure of this show. Only
And more, yes, sir, please go ahead. Sorry.
common public only 1 or 2%, Subba Rao garu. But the
Yes,
major land regularization and building regulation, is definitely for these encroachers, for these
For these
illegal.
for
Yes,
these land mafia guys only. And you know, this also puts the government into confusion in making any assessments on drinking water requirements and sewage generation in the future. Then how do you build drainage system in peri-urban areas? We are taking the problems. We have happy to continue business as usual mode. And this is the horrible thing. And we cannot assess the future, drainage requirements. We do not know how much drainage is going to, generate from these illegal structures. And tomorrow these guys take the license and then demand for drinking water, sewage, sanitation, everything. Huh? You see this. This is the fate of Ameenpur Lake, which is the only lake in the country which has been recognized under the heritage biodiversity. You know,
shame.
this is the fate. And we have not done any environmental impact assessments of these heritage lakes. We have not done any, exercises. How do we develop a tourism around this? But every year, hundreds of photographers used to visit this lake. You see, this lake, even to this date, it supports hundreds of the fishermen. And you have a weekly market at this place. You get fish weighing around 5 to 6 kgs, and people come here. These pictures are taken right last 2 3 months. You see, everybody is interested in the land below the water. And such boats I am seeing right from 1988 in Hussain Sagar. This land belongs to Venkat Ramana Colony, plot owner, who is the owner, God knows, under Huda approved layout file number so and so. Okay? So a
Right, right.
common man and a middle class person, he thinks, okay, it is a Huda approved. The case is already in the NGT. And NGT already given a order to demolish all these structures.
But
Does
HMDA
the whole
blindfolded. HMDA blindfolded.
yes, does HMDA has powers to change the land use?
Yes, that
Once
should be
a
a
lake, always a lake.
yes.
This lake was developed more than 400 years back during Kuli Qutb Shah's period, and in a natural watershed of something like 20 square kilometers from Balijepalli to Bandamkommu, there are 18 lakes, and Ameenpur is the biggest lake. We will look into drainage of this basin also. And looking at the potential of the wetland in this area, which stretches more than 3 to 4 square kilometers, then rulers developed a big horticulture gardens here. We have historical evidences also. Some of the poets wrote beautiful poems on this. Did anyone look into it? This is the lake which actually regulate the floodwaters, each lake, but even Ameenpur, since it has a large water holding capacity, and today everything is gone. Another interesting thing, how administrative blunders happen. This is the master plan developed by Huda in 2021. Shivprasad Garu,
Yes, sir.
if you look at the down, map, these
This
two
one.
arrow marks, you can see,
Yeah, last ones. This one and this one.
yeah. this arrow mark is showing Bandamkommu Lake missing in master plan. And it is showing the yellow colored, all uh, blocks, an area for residential development.
See,
And you see the same thing, an arrow mark I am showing, Bandam Lake.
yes,
Okay? This is
yes.
Ameenpur Lake wetlands. You see, even under the Ameenpur Lake wetland, and these people have given for the residential development.
See, HMDA, shame.
You see, HMDA does not have the capacities, neither technical capacities nor the administrative capacities. All these colorings, we have good, కలర్ మాస్టర్స్ రంగులేసేటోళ్ళం మనం. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎవరు వేస్తారు? ఈ డిప్లొమా చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు చూడండి డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో
Hmm.
వాళ్ళు. లేకపోతే మనకు ఒకడు ఎప్పుడు స్టాండింగ్ కన్సల్టెంట్ ఉన్నాడు అహ్మదాబాద్లో ఒక ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్.
Hmm.
We give it to him and the students, they develop all this, and students are never given this physical maps of area.
Hmm.
Whom we are fooling? Sending a wrong message, a communication in the society, is it not a criminal act?
Yes.
I'm asking your response on this. How blatantly, how deliberately, how arrogantly the departments are behaving.
It's a criminal act, sir. It's a criminal act because resources belong to every citizen. They are just trustees, caretakers only. They have no right to, as you rightly said, change the land use. More so, water bodies like lakes, rivulets, catchment areas of rivers, nalas. They have no right. That is the worst point here. KTR and KCR, they are celebrating. They go for afforestation program, investing hundreds of crores of public money. But here you are looting the natural resources, encroaching the natural resources. You are allowing your own Hyderabad Metro Development Authority to announce plotting by encroaching the lakes, and very well, town planning department of Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, they give them permission to build, occupancy certificates. Shame.
You see, at the same time, in 2023, same HMDA came out with list of lakes with the same survey numbers. It is the lake. 2021, it says it's a residential area for development. What a
Same.
contradicting statements from the same authority.
It's a shame. కల్వకుంట్ల తారక రామారావు గారు, కల్వకుంట్ల చంద్రశేఖరరావు గారు, హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ 2021లో అదేమో అక్కడ ఇల్లు కట్టుకోవడానికి ఇంటి స్థలం అని చెప్పింది. 2023లో మళ్ళీ అదే అక్కడ చెరువు ఉందని చెప్పింది. అంటే ప్రభుత్వం రేపొద్దున మారిపోతే, వేరే ప్రభుత్వం వస్తే ఈ అంకెల గారెడి, ఈ సమాచారం గారెడి చేసి తప్పించుకుంటారా వీళ్ళంతా? అంతే కదా సార్? ఐఎమ్ రైట్?
వాళ్ళు తప్పించుకుంటూ, కానీ poor middle class people
they are investing money.
All their hard earning money they are investing with a trust in the government department.
That's what.
So my appeal is this must be reviewed by a sitting judge.
Yes.
And if it is proved a deliberate attempt, all the pensionary benefits of the concerned officers should be removed. That is I will come out with the list of lakes in the series itself. Okay.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Because there should be a concrete action by a sitting judge of a high court. Inquire into this. We are giving you Ameenpur special case wherein HMDA In 2021, it has notified it as residential area, and all the plots are sold. People have built houses. Unfortunate middle classes, they are the scapegoats. That is why we are appealing to all citizens. Before you buy something, even from HMDA government layout, be clear. Get the tippani. Otherwise, you have seen here how HMDA and the state government, because Kalvakunda Chandrasekhar Rao himself is the revenue minister, and Kalvakunda Taraka Ramarao, his son, is the municipal administration minister. You think they do not know? And Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation mayor and all those corporators, how they have been going about? Are you not aware now? They are responsible now. This is a big exposure of this show. HMDA in 2021, Hyderabad Metro Development Authority in Ameenpur area. It shows this as a water body. It shows it in 2021 as a residential area. When it comes to 2023, it is becoming a water body, part of the lake. How can it be? Then what about all those who have invested money in 2021? That means, are you scared that tomorrow if you lose power, some government, different government comes in, they will understand all this? You want to change this entire, this is a big conspiracy going on. Now I am demanding all opposition parties, you are running here and there, Kaleshwaram and all, the loot which is happening in Hyderabad in the form of lakes encroachment, how they have, government has allowed Hyderabad Metro Development Authority to auction or to permit residential areas in the lake, happily certified, permitted by Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. If opposition parties are clear, you go around every lake, including the Musi River. This is the biggest scam of this century. I think, unfortunately, innocent citizens again will become a bait for. That is why we are appealing. మొత్తం అందరికీ మేము విజ్ఞప్తి ఏమంటే, మీరు కొనే ముందు హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ చేస్తుంది కదా, లేకపోతే మన కేంద్ర రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం చేస్తుంది కదా, ఈ ప్లాటింగ్ అని కొంటే నష్టపోతారు. ఒక పెద్ద ఉదాహరణ 2021లో ఇదంతా కూడా ఇంటికి సంబంధించినటువంటి స్థలంగా గుర్తించినటువంటి హెచ్ఎండిఏ, హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ, 2023లో అదే స్థలాన్ని అమీన్పూర్ చెరువు కింద చూపిస్తా ఉంది.
బందంకొమ్ము చెరువు,
బందంకొమ్ము చెరువు కింద చూపిస్తా ఉంది. మొన్ననేమో 2021లోనేమో ఇది గృహానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి స్థలంగా చెప్పింది హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ. అమాయకులు కొంటే మీరే ఆలోచన చేసుకోండి. కోట్ల ఎన్జిటీల కేసు ఉంది. మళ్ళీ 2023 వచ్చే వరకు బందంకొమ్మ చెరువులాగా దాన్ని చూపిస్తా ఉంది. అంటే ప్రభుత్వాలు మారుతాయని భయమా? ఆ సమాచారాన్ని అంతా తీసేస్తా ఉన్నారు వీరు. దీనికి ఎవరు బాధ్యులు? కల్వకుంట్ల చంద్రశేఖరరావు రెవెన్యూ శాఖ మంత్రి బాధ్యుడు కాదా? ముఖ్యమంత్రి ఆయన్నే, ఆయన కొడుకే కుమారుడు మున్సిపల్ పురపాలక శాఖ మంత్రులు, గ్రేటర్ హైదరాబాద్ మున్సిపల్ కార్పొరేషన్ చైర్మన్, హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ, వాళ్ళు బాధ్యులు గారా? ఈ సంస్థలకు ఉద్యోగులే కాదు, ఈ సంస్థలకు వాళ్ళే అధిపతులు కదా. ముఖ్యమంత్రి కల్వకుంట్ల చంద్రశేఖరరావు గారు, మరి పురపాలక శాఖ, హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ కానీ, వీటన్నిటికీ ఎవరు బాధ్యత తీసుకుంటారు? ఆ సమాచారం ఎందుకు తీసేసినరో హైదరాబాద్ మెట్రో డెవలప్మెంట్ అథారిటీ చెప్పాలి. సుబ్బారావు గారు వారు కోరుతా ఉన్నారు, సిట్టింగ్ జడ్జ్ తోన విచారణ జరిపించి ఆ ఉద్యోగులు దీనికి ఎవరైతే పాల్పడ్డారో వాళ్ళ పెన్షన్తో పాటు మిగతా అవన్నీ కూడా తీసివేయాలా, వారిపై విచారణ జరగాల అని వారు కోరుతా ఉన్నారు. ఇది పెద్ద అంశం ఈరోజు ఈ షో ద్వారా బయట పెడతా ఉన్నాం. అందు గురించే ఇప్పటికైనా ప్రజలారా కళ్ళు తెరవండి, మేలు కొనండి. చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్నటువంటి చెరువులు కానీ నాలాలు కానీ ఎంత విస్తీర్ణంలో ఉన్నాయో మీకే తెలుసు. అది మూసేస్తా పోతే వరదగండం, ఇప్పుడు చూస్తా ఉన్నారు కదా, చిన్న వర్షం వస్తే ఎక్కడ చూసినా నీళ్ళు ఆగుతున్నాయి. సెక్రటరియట్ ఫోటో కూడా టైం దొరికితే చూపిస్తాను, కొత్త సెక్రటరియట్ ముందు కూడా నీళ్లు ఆగుతున్నాయి. అంత దుర్మార్గం. అంటే రేపు పొద్దున ఇవన్నీ నాలాలు, చెరువులు అన్ని కబ్జా చేసి అవంతా ప్లాటింగ్ చేసి వాళ్ళు డబ్బులు చేసుకొని పారిపోతే మన పరిస్థితి ఏంది? రేపు మన పిల్లల పరిస్థితి ఏంది? వర్షం పడితే సెలవు. ఆలోచన చేసుకోండి సార్ ప్లీజ్.
ఇదిలో ఈ యారో మార్క్ చూస్తే ఇది అమీన్పూర్ లేక్ వెట్లాండ్ ఏరియా
సార్.
కట్ట కిందే వస్తుంది. కట్ట కింద బాగా నీళ్లు ఊరుతూ ఉంటాయి, ఈ కిందే వస్తుంది. మనకు 2018లోనో 19లోనో వెట్లాండ్ బోర్డు కూడా ఫామ్ అయింది మనకి. కానీ ఈ వెట్లాండ్స్ని అసలు ఎక్కడ కూడా ఒక్క వెట్లాండ్ని కూడా మన రాష్ట్రం గుర్తించలేదు. ఇదే
Wonderful.
స్పాట్లో యారో మార్క్ చూపిస్తున్న స్పాట్లో ఈరోజు 40 స్టోరీడ్ బిల్డింగ్ రెసిడెన్షియల్ ఏరియా కాంప్లెక్స్ శాంక్షన్
My
అయింది.
God.
వీ విల్
అవునండి
కమ్
సార్.
టు దాట్. ఇలాంటివి రెండు పెద్ద వెంచర్స్ని కట్ట కిందనే ఇస్తున్నారు
Hmm.
without assessing the foundation strengths of these bunds.
Hmm.
This is a very unfortunate thing, and things are going on this way. And everybody says 2020 రిపీట్ కాదు, ఇంకోటి కాదు, అందరిని మేము చూసుకుంటాము, ఇంట్లోనే కూర్చుంటే ఎవరేంది చూసుకునేది.
Hmm.
రెగ్యులరైజేషన్
Hmm.
రెగ్యులరైజేషన్ ఇట్ సపోర్ట్స్ ది ఇల్లీగల్ ల్యాండ్ మాఫియా బిల్డర్స్.
అంతే ఇప్పుడు అయిపోయింది. రేపు అందరు అనుకుంటారు ల్యాండ్ రెగ్యులరైజేషన్, బిల్డింగ్ రెగ్యులరేషన్ ఎవరి గురించి? ఇటువంటి మాఫియాల గురించి. అంత కుమ్ముక్కైన హెచ్ఎండిఏ, జిహెచ్ఎంసి, రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం, కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం కూడా దీనికి బాధ్యత వహించాలి. ఎందుకంటే చాలా గొప్ప అవార్డులు ఇస్తా ఉంది. ఎందుకు ఇస్తుంది? ఆ అధికారులకు ఏమైనా సంబంధమా? అది కూడా బయటపడుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఒక సింగిల్ సిట్టింగ్ జడ్జ్ న్యాయమూర్తి విచారణ జరిపితే అన్నీ బయటకు వస్తాయి. సార్ ప్లీజ్.
ఇంకొకటి ఏమిటంటే ఈ రెగ్యులరైజేషన్లో ఏదైతే అవుతుందో వానితోటి పెనాల్టీ, దే టేక్ ది పెనాల్టీ అండ్ రెగ్యులరైజ్ ఇట్, బట్ ఇట్స్ ఎ వన్ టైం పెనాల్టీ. But the lakes and the courses the builder obstructed will create annual financial losses and threaten the human loss also. Who will bear that? Why should public money be spent on the blunders done by the illegal mafia and regularized by the government through regularization schemes? Why should? It's my humble appeal to all the concerned citizens to open up your mind, look into it, okay? And then finally, don't just beautify, protect the lakes. ఇదేమన్నా ఉందా? ఏమీ లేదు. We want to put 50 tracks, 60 tracks, cycle, bicycle. These are all the civil society's initiatives. The Bohra community in 2018, they cleared all the hyacinth from the Bond Lake. These are the students from JNFU, Masab Tank, and this is the community from Shamshabad, and this is the community from Nerla Cheruvu, Kottaguda, who renovated without taking a single pie from the government. So we need to promote this first thing, now or never. We should understand our role. We should understand the factors which are, aggravating the floods, and how the government authorities are, coming out with all misguiding statements, builders issues. You see this particular case history. I am going to come out with two more case histories where the floodwater channels are being reduced and reverse flow has been initiated forcefully, and not only in Hyderabad, but I will also show some of the reduction of the floodwater channels in Bangalore and elsewhere in Hyderabad also. It is time for us to wake up. You see, 2017, such a big floodwater channel, and today we have to look through a magnifying lens. That is
Shame.
the fate of our lakes, floods, and we talk all nonsense. Today we took violation of the regulations, and we take each violation, each case study in the coming up series. So thank you so much, and I look forward, widely, circulate this among your friend circles, and also give feedback uh, in this regard.
Yeah, sir. I've changed it. We are
Okay.
both on the screen. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So this is my humble request, and we come out with. You see, it is not that, sometimes what happens is the proof of burden is more on the common man, particularly people like us, myself and Shiv Prasad.
Yeah.
We thoroughly check, cross verify, go to the field, look into the literature, and then come out and place before the public. This is our responsibility to give
Wonderful, sir. Yeah.
correct information to the people so
Yes.
that people will start sensitizing themselves and come forward. This is all the public money which is going into the water. The cities are threatened by high intensity, heavy downpours. We may not be able to control the rain. Certainly, with the science and technology management practices and human power, we can create smooth flow of water that reaches the earth. And then under the SDGs level is sustainable cities. And then protecting the life under the water, protecting the life over the water, poverty elimination, creating economic and employment. Are we able to provide employment in our cities? Are we able to provide a quality of life here? And finally, peace and partnerships under the sustainable development. Partnerships among the communities, partnerships among the people, concerned citizens, government and government institutions. It's time for you to come out of those vested interest consultancy groups.
Yeah.
Think of the state, well-being of the people. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Shiv Prasad, for bearing with me today.
No,
I
no,
got
no.
it.
It is
Thank
a
you
big
so much.
exposure, sir. I should thank you, and it is a pleasure to host you. And DRTSPR channels are very fortunate. The viewers of DRTSPR channels and the people, concerned citizens of Hyderabad, Telangana, they are very fortunate for having such wonderful guests. The same scene will be repeated in every city across India. That is why we are saying, we are giving you examples why all cities, in spite of thousands of crores being spent every year in the name of monsoon, urban flooding, why they flood why? Because every lake is encroached, nalas encroached, they are happily illegally certified by the same governments. Like example here, Hyderabad Metro Development Authority, Greater Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad, and the revenue minister and honorable chief minister is one and the same, and his son Kalukutta Tarak Ramarao garu, he is the municipal administration minister. So everything goes hand in hand. The same thing is happening in every state. With due respects to all those wonderful people who are trying to protect the lakes, you can always prove us wrong. We have made a big statement, a big exposure. Prove us wrong. We invite you to share the platform and we will discuss. What, sir? We are ready.
Yeah.
We are demanding inquiry by sitting High Court judge into these two lakes. We have given you in 2021 how Hyderabad Metro Development Authority, the chairperson and all, Kalvakuntla Chandrasekhar Rao garu and Kalvakuntla Tarak Ramarao, they themselves are administrating that body. Who are the officials there? How they have declared 2021 that area as the residential area, and that is nothing but
Bandamkommu.
Bandamkommu Cheruvu area in 2021 has been declared as a residential area. Now in 2023, the same Hyderabad Metro Development Authority showing it as the Cheruvu water body. How can? What about the structures which are there now? That means on paper they are changing everything, showing beautiful maps here, but actually when you go to the site, I'm concrete jungle, na sir. The housing
Yeah.
structure is. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, we
Housing
will
structure.
come out with the case
Yeah,
study of Bandam Cheru foreshore areas also.
yeah. Because now this area, it is a concrete jungle there. Housing structures are there, but now in 2023, in the map they are showing it as a water body. Why? Are they fearing that this government may not come back tomorrow to escape the wrath of the next government? That is why we are presenting this case study as a big opener of all the lakes in Hyderabad. What will opposition parties have to say? All those concerned citizens have to say, and the High Court, will it take it suo moto? Gatkesar also, last time we have shown how the lake has been mortgaged with a bank. High Court has not done anything till now. National Green Tribunal, God knows. And Chief Minister, we have sent him because I tag everyone. No response from him or from Kalvakunta Taraka Ramarao garu. The Gatkesar lake, it was mortgaged. Lake was been mortgaged to a bank. Shame. And still the central government goes on giving very big certificates to the state government administered HMDA or GHMC bodies or irrigation tanks. God knows what is happening. So that is why this is a big exposure. Now they have to answer. And not only that, in Ameenpur lake, how is that 40-storied building is coming up? How are that roads are being laid in the on the lake beds? Mr. Kalokunda Chandrasekhar Rao garu, Kalokunda Taraka Ramarao garu, Hyderabad Metro Development Authority, Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, irrigation departments, and all the concerned citizens. Should we allow this? Is this not the reason why Hyderabad is sinking for every rain? Is it not these encroachments making it very vulnerable? Because water will come into that area only. Where will the water go? The water and elephant will never forget their. This we have been reiterating. ఇప్పటికైనా కళ్ళు తెరవండి మహాశైలారా. ఆధారాలతో బయట పెట్టారు సుబ్బారావు గారు. వారు డిమాండ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఉన్నటువంటి న్యాయమూర్తి, హైకోర్టు న్యాయమూర్తితో బంధం కొమ్ము చెరువులో 2021 నాడు గృహానికి సంబంధించినదిగా చూపించిన హెచ్ఎండిఏ ఈ రోజు 2023లో అక్కడ చెరువు ఉందని ఎట్లా చూపిస్తుంది? అంటే అక్కడ కట్టడాలు ఏమైనాయి? అంటే కేవలం రేపు ఎన్నికలు అవుతే ప్రభుత్వాలు మారుతామనే భయంతోనా? అంటే ఈ విధంగా మన చెరువులను ఆక్రమణకు గురై, నాలాలు ఆక్రమణకు గురైతే ఈ హైదరాబాద్ అతలాకుతలం అయితలేదా? చిన్న వర్షానికి హైదరాబాద్ ముంపుకు గురైతలేదా? సెలవులు ప్రకటించడం లేదా ప్రభుత్వం? ఇది కాదా? దీంతోనే పెద్ద స్కామ్ రెగ్యులరైజేషన్, ల్యాండ్ రెగ్యులరైజేషన్ అండ్ బిల్డింగ్ రెగ్యులరైజేషన్ అనేది తెచ్చింది వీళ్ళ కోసమా కదా? ఈ ల్యాండ్ మాఫియా, ఆ ల్యాండ్ మాఫియానే ఈ ఈ రాజకీయ నాయకులకు, ఆ పార్టీలకు డబ్బులు ఇచ్చి గెలిపిస్తుందా? ఎందుకోసం ఈ విధంగా గిరివి పెడుతున్నారు? చెరువులను గిరివి పెడితే మాటలు లేవు. అందుగురించే హైకోర్టు న్యాయమూర్తి మీరు సోమోటోగా తీసుకుంటారా? విచారణ కోరుతా ఉన్నాం. దీంట్లో భాగంగానే చైతన్యవంతులైనటువంటి ప్రజానీకం, మీరు చైతన్యవంతులు కావాలి. అటువంటి లేఅవుట్లు కొనకండి. కొంటే మీరే నష్టపోతారు. రేపు మీ చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్నటువంటి చెరువులు, నాలాలను రక్షించే బాధ్యత మనందరిది. ఆ చెరువులు, నాలాలన్నీ పోతే హైదరాబాద్ విపరీతమైన వేడి అవుతుంది. వర్షాలు పడితే నీళ్ళు అక్కడికే వస్తాయి, అక్కడనే మునిగిపోతాం మనం. అర్థం చేసుకోండి. ఈరోజు మేము చెప్పినట్టు ముంపుకు గురైతున్న ప్రాంతాలు, ఆక్రమణకు గురైనటువంటి చెరువులు, నాలాలు, లేక ఇల్లీగల్గా కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ చేసినా, లేకపోతే వరదలు నివారించడానికి ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ కెనాలను వాటిని ఆక్రమించుకున్నందుకే ఈ దౌర్భాగ్య స్థితి. దాంతోపాటు దే హ్యావ్ సినిస్టర్లీ every now and then they go for land regularization and building regularization only to facilitate all these illegal structures, encroached structures of lakes or water bodies or government areas. They become regular, and all these land mafias are funding the same politicians and political parties. If not for that reason, why are they encroaching water bodies, and why this corruption? ఎందుకు ఇంత అవినీతి? So we leave it to the better sense of the citizens. We are demanding a sitting High Court judge inquiry into today's issue, so that the continued programs which we are going to come up with all violations of acts and government orders, we are going to present it in a series, as we have done with Gatkesar Lake, how it has been mortgaged. Now today, Bandamkommu and part of Ameenpur lakes, which is resulting in inundation, which is resulting in these floods. It is aggravating floods every now and then. So I want citizens to become sensitive. It is our responsibility. Otherwise, everything will go away. All the lands, lakes, forest, they will disappear. And the way we are suffering now with extreme heat or floods, nothing will be left for our children except disaster and devastation of natural resources, looting of natural resources with corrupt activities by these land encroachers, mafia, sharks, whatever you call. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. And we will
Yeah.
come back in series. Do support DRTSPR channels, Citizen DRTSPR channel, and Environment People DRTSPR channels. They're all in larger public interest. Once again, we are open to all criticisms. You can prove us wrong. You can participate on our shows. Come with evidences which should be as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act as we have done today. We welcome you. ఎవరైనా రావచ్చు, స్వాగతిస్తా ఉన్నాం. మేము తప్పు అని మీరు నిరూపించండి. ఖచ్చితమైన ఆధారాలు ఎట్లా ఉండాలి, అవి రాజ్యాంగబద్ధంగా చట్టబద్ధంగా ఉండాలి. మీరు రండి, మేము తప్పని నిరూపించండి. మీకు మళ్ళీ ఒక ఆహ్వానం. తప్పనిసరిగా డిఆర్టీఎస్పిఆర్ ఛానల్స్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. సపోర్ట్ కూడా, మీ సపోర్ట్ చాలా అవసరం. మేము ఒక స్వతంత్ర ప్రతిపత్తి కలిగినటువంటి ఛానల్గా మేము గుర్తింపు పొందినాం కాబట్టి మేము నిలవాలంటే మీరు మమ్మల్ని సపోర్ట్ చేయాలా. ఆ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసి షేర్ కూడా చేయండి. దిస్ ఇస్ అన్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ with no enmity against individuals nor animosity against parties or organizations. Issue is dealt as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act with wonderful guests like Subba Rao. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.